Hello, 422 students that are in Mr. Burnett's class. I thought I would record this short message to give you an update on the link simulation. So here we go. In Industry A, or in Industry 1, we currently have Firm 3 that's leading. So a shout out to Kyle, Amber, Tanner, Luke, and Jay. Congratulations on taking the lead on that. But before you take a vacation, which will be much needed at the end of this links competition, got to be careful because Firm 4, which is Matt, Rolando, Robert, and Hayes, are really very close in terms of their performance as well. And that's not to say that Firm 1 and 2 aren't going to give both of you a run for your money in terms of where they're going to end up in this simulation as well. I would say at this point in time, it's early and anything is possible in terms of how the lead will change and who will emerge as the winner. Now, let me say what's happening in Industry B, or as we refer to that one, the second industry. So Firm 2 is leading there. So a shout out to Jonathan, Luke, Sean, Sabri, and William. You guys are currently leading there. But let me just say, you're in a statistical dead heat at least through month 5 with Firm 1, which is Kyle, Lauren, Samuel, Adam, and Whitney. So anything is possible there, and I'm looking at Firms 3 and 4 for performance to date. And I will tell you, just like when we were looking at the Industry A, I think that it's possible that anyone will end up taking the win in either of these industries. So it really is anybody's guess at this point in time, or forecast, as we might say, as who will emerge as the winner for these two respective industries. So let me talk a little bit about performance itself. Now, unlike my class, which seems to be a bit inventory challenge from the standpoint that we've had a 100% fill rate, this particular section of 422 is showing some differentiation. Now, whether that's planned or not, we'll be able to talk about that tomorrow in our mid-cycle review. But the inventory turns for this class seems to be something that we're all challenged with. So in Industry A, those turns range from about 2.7 all the way up to 11, with a midpoint of about 6.5. And for Industry B, what we're seeing is that same really wide range, everywhere from about 4.7 to 15, with the midpoint at about 8.9. What that means is that it's still early. It's the second month. And I can tell you from experience that we're going to be very challenged to try to keep our inventory turnovers where they need to be through our management skills. Now, let me just make some overall comments about areas that I think that I would like for you to focus on as we start moving into month 6 and beyond decisions. First of all, I think the teams need to think about how they can affect 3 particular areas for your company. And that would be the revenue, the cost, and I would say the customer side. And those correlate to those 3 buckets for which you're being measured in terms of your performance to best, worst, and then that average point itself. Think about how, from a supply chain, you can increase your revenues. I think that along with that, you have to think about how are we impacting the expenses, controlling those to a certain extent. And what you're going to see overall is that some teams are much better at this than others. And last but not least, if we can't keep our customers happy, we're going to have ultimately problems because they're going to buy a competitor's product. Now, tonight's decision is going to be interesting because we're at full functionality, which means tonight you have 2 additional levers that you can use for your firm to impact all 3 of those areas I just talked about. And that is that we're going to be able, through generate demand, you're going to be able to use those marketing dollars, which we would refer to as a promotion itself, as well as price to bring about changes in those 3 areas that we think will make us a better company and actually pull us ahead of our competitors. Don't forget, tomorrow is our mid-cycle review. We'll get a chance to see what your thoughts are, collectively what your strategy looks like for your firm, decisions that you're making at both at tactical and operational level. We're looking forward to those. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to either ask me or Mr. Burnett. I'm in my office, and remember, I'm the links consultant, and I'm just waiting for your questions to answer any of them that you might have. Good job so far, teams. Looking forward to seeing how this one comes to the conclusion, because as I said before, early leads don't always tell us who is going to be the winner. And we've just recently learned that lesson on a very national level. So keep the hard work and effort, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.